What is up, you guys? Getting kind of a late start today, but I've got a bunch of fun stuff to work on, so let's get right into it. But this thing's so sick. I love it. It's on Marketplace right now on RSX stockies. Just from this thing, it's actually Riley's. She doesn't use it much though, so I'm going to start using it throughout the day to hopefully prevent my phone from dying so much, because I have an older iPhone and it dies all the time. Out here with the CRV. Gonna get my scan tool hooked up to it and see if we can figure out what code it's throwing. I bought this thing when I was going to look for my very first Honda Civic when I was younger, and it has solved so many problems for me since. Two codes, what do we got? P2646, which I actually do think is Vtec solenoid. And then, yeah, it's just that repeated. So 2646.
Indicates an issue with the Vtec system, specifically that the system is stuck off or that the rocker arm oil pressure switch is malfunctioning.
Perfect.
Forces vehicle into limp mode, causing power loss and an inability to rev above 3,000 RPM.
Okay, sick. I think that sounds like exactly what I experienced. So, based on the TSB that I read, we have to jump under the hood here and examine the wiring on the Vtec solenoid. In the passenger side back of the engine bay here, popping off this bracket for this hose, and then I think it's going to be right under here. I think so, yeah. I actually think using you guys is going to be the easiest way to see. Yup. So there's my Vtec solenoid right there. And the pressure switch associated with it is right on top. Liam's going to take his Ruckus on its first journey down to town. We're wishing him luck, but this thing's like brand new. It should rock. Peace, dude. What an exhaust. Now, I'm going to do some looking into this to make sure, but I believe there's a chance that it's just that oil pressure switch that's associated with the Vtec solenoid. And so I am going to make sure that's true, but if it is the case, that's way easier to get to because I can just stick a long extension down here and pull that out. So I'll see if one of those is in stock around, and maybe we'll give that a shot first. Obviously, the right way to do this is to have a better scan tool and check communications with the sensors while you're driving it. But because I don't have access to one right now, this is the best we can do, is kind of just figure it out. I've got a whole list of stuff at O'Reilly's right now. I will update you guys in just a minute, but we are going to get this thing right. More or less what we're thinking is we're just going to replace the screen, replace that gasket, do an oil change that it has fresh, clean oil in there, and then replace that oil pressure sensor, and hopefully that fixes it. And the reason that I'm leaning that direction is just because the OEM Vtec solenoids are like the best Vtec solenoids you can get. So as opposed to installing a shitty part that might go bad on the person who buys the car, let's just try to keep the OEM one and hope that it's the other issues. But O'Reilly said online they had one and said in person they had one. Then when they went to go look, they couldn't find it. So now I have everything except the oil pressure switch, and I need to find a switch somewhere. I think they do have one at Advanced right down the street. So let's go grab that, and hopefully we can get this all fixed up. Kind of some wild wheels on that RAV4. Sick. Got one. My buddy Thad has never seen a Nismo Juke, so we're going to jump out and check this thing out. On the dealership lot is kind of funny.
1.6 liter?
Yeah, do they even have a special engine, or is it literally just a Nissan Juke?
It says inline 4 1.6 liter.
It doesn't say like 1.6 turbo or anything. I
was just looking at that, yeah.
I don't know what they would come with usually. Like from this angle right here, it literally just looks like a classic Nissan Juke, except for the red stitching up there. And then it just has like these nasty Recaro buckets. Like, people must be swapping these out of the Jukes and putting them into other things. These are awesome looking seats. I wonder, are these seats considered cool, or are they clowned because they come out of the Juke? I had to look it up to educate myself, and the answer is 200 horsepower. So not anything special. K-Series power. Red mirrors. Just noticed that. That's interesting. I just got back to the house. I'm diving into dinner right now. I'm having a white chip Cliff Bar and an NA beer. We have an engine air filter, oil filter, new oil, new windshield wipers at an astonishing price of 27 cents each. And then a new solenoid gasket with a new screen. Sick. I'm gonna get my light set up and we'll dive in.
Let's dive in.
Dive in. That's my word of the night. Got a light set up here. Kind of trying to figure out how we're gonna approach this. Might watch a video, see if somebody's going at it from below or above. Seems like above might be the move. It's just gonna be kind of hard to see. And I'm gonna reach down and pull off these electrical connectors. One for the sensor and one for the solenoid itself. One. And both of those connectors are now off. Blasting these things with some PB Blast. It's supposed to be able to spray upside down. Isn't that the whole PB Blast thing? Sprays upside down? Am I tripping? Oh no, I guess this is not the one. One of them you can spray upside down. Now for this part, I can't see either, but I am just going based off of feel and finding the bolts down there. They're right on the bottom.
I think you broke it free.
Hopefully. Guys, I fucking got it out. I'm so hyped. I might not sound it because I am just so frustrated with this whole process, but I got it out. I have the bottom one in my hand right now, and that was the one that was fighting me, so. And the head looks beautiful. Like, come on. What the fuck? It didn't make any sense. It was just tight. And it's out. Awesome.
Go.
I'm looking at our screen here, and it definitely has some crud built up in there. So that's awesome. It looks like there's even some probably in the inlet right there. So I'm going to try to reach down with a rag or some brake cleaner or something and just get all that junk out of there and then put in this new screen, and I think we're going to be money. I just had to celebrate with an NA after that horrible experience. Those were actually the tightest 10 mils I've ever done in my life. I don't know what was going on back there. And then I pulled them out and they didn't even look bad. Like, they weren't rusty. The threads look clean. So I'm not sure what it was, but it's probably the first time they've come out in 213,000 miles. So the fact they're out and the bolts are reusable, I can't complain.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Let's get it. Awesome. What's up, guys? I have the whole housing for the Vtec solenoid here, and I swapped out the oil pressure sensor and put a new O-ring in there, and then I have the new gasket right here. And this only fits in one way, so no worries there. It just pops right in. Now that we have that on there, we're going to slide into the car again and pop this on.
You remember Oliver Field?
Dude, yeah. Bro ran over someone at a vape deal gone wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so far 2 have started, no problem at all, which is awesome. And I'm gonna get this bottom one started right now. Hopefully if I can find where it goes. Oh, right there. All the bolts are tightened. Now all we have to do is get these 2 sensors back in, and we are ready to roll. One. And 2. Well, sweet. That should be our Vtec issue, hopefully. Now, the other thing I want to do that should also help is before we send any nasty oil through this new solenoid, I want to do an oil change as well. While I do the oil change, Thad is going to pop off this kind of vanity cover here and try to clean it up and see if we can get that looking nice again. I don't think I showed this earlier, but to get this power steering line out of the way, I just used a bungee up to that side of the hood prop. I'm going to throw this bracket back on that holds this line, and it's just one 10 mil into the corner of the valve cover there.
Oh, gnarly V-crack.
Thank you. Ooh, I just punched myself in the head. Just for that, guys, I'm going to need a like and a subscribe. You know those videos where it's like all the mechanics working on new cars and they're like, so-and-so has the easiest oil change, or Hyundai has the easiest oil change. No, look at this. Drain plug, filter. I'm touching them both with one hand. This is incredible. And vertical mount so it's easy to pre-fill. This is amazing. Perfect. I'm coming up with a new filter, and it's actually pre-filled, which I never do because this one's just so convenient that how could you not? Awesome. Let's get out from under here. Been doing this oil change. That is just going ham in this engine bay, making everything look beautiful again. And I think that right there is awesome. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Thanks, man.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, that cleaned up nice.
Absolutely. Thad's got it fired up right now, and I'm about to shut the hood. Sander just pulled up, and we're going to go take it out for a test drive and see if we can hit Vtec. The code for the Vtec solenoid is still there, but I have not tried to clear it. So before we go on the test drive, I am going to clear the code, and we will see if it comes back and see if we can hit Vtec. It does smell better, doesn't it? I thought it smelled pretty good. Good. Mint. We are missing this one headlight because I put it on the moped, but that'll be fine for a test drive. The thing I wanted to do before we hit the road is just clear those codes.
I don't want to be pushy though.
Done.
Seems like
Perfect.
but I just think I gotta be patient.
Now, let's fire it back up. See if that code is still there. Currently no codes except for tire pressure monitoring system. And let's take it out for a rip and see what happens. We are already almost up to temperature. So I am going to turn it around at the bottom of this hill and we will try to hit Vtec. And I am about to try to hit Vtec, and this is a huge make or break moment. So hopefully we crack some Vtec here.
Oh.
That's Vtec, boys. Let's go. Let's go. That was Vtec all day. That's sick. There we have it. At least for now, we have Vtec back. We're going to drive it around for a while and make sure it stays. Let's crack again right here. Absolutely.
This thing will put you in the back of your fucking seat. Holy shit.
Consistently Vtec cracking with no issues at all, no check engine light. I think we solved our problem. I don't want to speak too soon. I want to drive it around for tomorrow and make sure that the issues don't come back, but I'm feeling really good about it. I'm so happy with this car. It is driving like an absolute dream. It really is all around right now mechanically perfect. Seriously driving like a dream. Rolling back into the house from our test drive here, and I'm so happy with this thing. We just got back from an awesome test drive. We drove it all over the place. It wasn't super long, so I'm still going to wait until I drive it some more tomorrow to say 100% problem fixed. But it's hitting Vtec and it's not throwing a code. So I would say that is our issue and it's solved. I'm super hyped on it. Overall, under $100 for everything I did today. I did an oil pressure sensor, I did an oil change, and I did a new gasket and new screen for the Vtec solenoid. So I'm super stoked on that. Under $100 to fix this thing and get it back on the road and driving well. The brakes feel great. Everything else is awesome. So tomorrow's the big day. We're going to get it all cleaned up and hopefully get it posted up. And we will see what happens. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out for day 10 of StuuTuube, and I'll see you tomorrow.
StuuTuube!